you like to pause from your busy day and listen in to experts and homeschool parents like you about the beautiful world of homeschooling? This podcast is designed just for you. Each episode connects you to the best conversations that will give you courage and fill your cup so you can keep pouring into your family every single day. Introducing the Hey Mama Homeschool Show, brought to you by the Old Schoolhouse, your trusted homeschool partner for over 20 years.
Hi, this is Heather with the Old Schoolhouse. Does math bring tears or other intense emotions into your homeschool? As a homeschooling mom of 5 children from first grade through high school, I have seen firsthand how challenging subjects such as math can bring out intense emotions in a child. From crying to anger to shutting down, every child responds to stress differently, which can happen when presented with difficult concepts, especially in math. If you have found this to be true in your homeschool, or you know a parent struggling to teach their child math, leading themselves to tears, be sure to listen through to the end of this encouraging interview to find out how you can receive a special discount for homeschoolers for the program highlighted in today's podcast, CTC Math. You are listening to episode 53 of the Hey Mama Homeschool Show podcast, Math Tears, Who is Crying More, Mom or Child? This is a previously recorded interview between myself and Nadim of CTC Math. Enjoy. Hi, everyone. It is Heather here with the Old Schoolhouse, and welcome to another Homeschool Live. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today, we'll be talking with Nadim of CTC Math. And if you are curious about what CTC Math has to offer, and you know other families that might be looking for a new curriculum for this new school year, please share this on your timeline, share with your friends, go over on other social media accounts and share this link. And if you're watching live, please go ahead and comment and ask Nadim any questions that you might have about the program. And if you've used CTC Math, go ahead and share your experience. Tell us how much you love it and what your favorite features are. Also, if you're watching the recording, you are welcome to leave any comments and we will go afterwards and make sure that any questions or comments that you have will be addressed. Nadim, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Hey Heather, thanks for having me. I'm excited. I'm excited to be on this call and to have a conversation with you.
Well, thank you so much. This is a new school year for us over here in the States, and I am just so excited to be able to introduce new homeschooling families to CTC Math. I know I've been using it for years in my homeschool, and it's just been such a blessing for us. And I know so many other families have enjoyed it as well. But, you know, homeschooling is growing, and we just see so many new families coming on board and want to just give them the information that I wanted to have when I first started out. So can you share with us a little bit about what CTC Math is?
Yeah, sure. And for starters, it's so exciting, you know, fresh beginnings, new start to a schooling year. It's always exciting and a great opportunity. So CTC Math is an online math curriculum that does all the heavy lifting for you. The video tutorials are delivered by Pat Murray in a short, concise, easy to understand manner. I always say that CTC Math gives you all the tools that you need as a homeschooling parent. And it's up to you to pick and choose the tools that are best necessary for your family and your particular situation. But definitely the multi-sensory video tutorials allow us to do the heavy lifting and take care of the teaching of math for you. A few other things such as access to K to 12. You have unlimited access to all lessons from all grade levels. Helps to go in and fill gaps if there are any. First to actually recognize them and then to fill them, but really allowing your child to work at their own pace. And the interactive questions, which are adaptive in nature, they change in difficulty based on the student's ability, really help to build confidence. There's a lot more features, but we'll be talking all day.
And I love that you explained right off the bat, you know, that you have access to all the levels and that, you know, that you do the heavy lifting for the parents. Because, you know, when a parent gets into homeschooling for the first time, math a lot of times is the overwhelming word that they're scared of. And they're not sure how to approach it. And when I talk to new homeschoolers, a lot of times they'll be looking for a textbook approach, which might work for some children, but that's just because that's what they knew, or maybe they used to be a teacher and that's what they're used to teaching. So they might not know that there's other options available. And CTCMath, it's completely online, correct? All of the instruction and materials are online. But if a student wants to do offline activities, I know you're going to talk about that later, but everything's there to cater to the child. So it's more, not just a one size fits all, but it can meet the needs of the child. Could you maybe explain how CTCMath can help, maybe parents with students that have special needs children, or just maybe just a unique situation and they're just not sure how to approach math?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I will say we also acknowledge and highlight the importance of pen and paper style math, because just because we're online, we're not dismissing the pen and paper style math. But we very much follow a traditional method, the methods that have tested, that have been around and tried by the test of times. Pat approaches and highlights these methods with great importance. Every child and every family is unique, and everybody has a unique set of circumstances. And that's why I'll never say that CTCMath is the perfect curriculum for every single family. But we do know it is the right fit for most families. And we've designed it in such a way that you can tap into a broad range of features based on your unique circumstances. If a child needs more worksheets, you can go in and create custom worksheets. If they need a custom curricula, you can design a custom curricula. We have the video tutorials, which kids can pause, rewind, and watch as many times over. We have a great customer service team that's there to guide you and help you every step of the way if you have any questions. The diagnostic tests can be used as a pre-test or a post-test, highlighting areas of weakness or areas of review. The weekly revisions, we've just extended them to 7th and 8th grade. While the video tutorials take a mastery approach, the weekly revisions and the diagnostic tests take a spiral review approach, allowing you to constantly practice and reinforce certain concepts. If you've got a child in 4th grade, 5th grade, they forget adding fractions or ascending and descending and place value and so on and so forth. So if they're seeing one question a week on that concept, week in, week out, that idea is very much being reinforced as they're learning new material via the mastery approach. You touched on special needs. I've been talking for a bit. You touched on special needs, and we've got countless reviews about how CTCMath has helped families with special needs with various. We've got Jordan, who's very passionate in that area in our customer service team, and has specific ideas that you can use based on specific needs. And I really encourage you to reach out to him at info@ctcmath.com and address it to Jordan. But we do have a 12-month money-back guarantee, because we also recognize that, for the very small percentage that CTCMath does not work for, if for any reason or no reason at all it doesn't work, just send us an email and we will refund your entire payment. And that's a 12-month guarantee, no questions asked.
It's awesome. And, I want to touch on special needs because I have a really exciting testimony I want to share, Nadim. There is a competition that started last year, which I know you're familiar with because CTCMath was the sponsor, called the NAC. It's the National Academic Homeschool Competition. And it's available for any U.S. homeschooler. You do have to be homeschooled and ages 12 through 18. And you can participate in this to prepare for the SAT and the ACT and for college prep. It's not just for testing, but also for the process of applying for college. And there were some excellent, it was just an excellent opportunity last year. And I was able to interview some of the winners. And one of the winners,
he actually did have special needs, and he actually won. And he said that a lot of that he attributed to using CTC Math to help him prepare on the math side of things. And so it was just incredible talking to his mom. She was just so thankful for the resource and thankful for the opportunity, and that he was able to, participate in this competition and do well. Because a lot of times when you're, you're just doing your math, you're doing your work, it has nothing to do with any other kids around you, which is different than public school. And there's just some kids that like that challenge. They like to be pushed and challenged against their kids. So then that gives you the opportunity to compete against teens actually across the entire U.S. And the questions are challenging. They're not easy. I saw some of them and they were definitely challenging, but it's preparing you for the SAT, which is challenging. So I'm just thankful. Thank you for sponsoring that. And I'm just so grateful that, a lot of the people doing the NAC are able to know about CTC Math so they can use that to prepare. Do you think maybe you could touch on what can be maybe, how do I word this? How somebody can use CTC Math to prepare for the SAT? I know that that's more of a U.S. question. So, but are there maybe specific parts of the program that they could use to help prepare them?
I would just encourage them to complete all the lessons that are there, within the course material.
Yeah.
All the course material is relevant.
Okay.
And very much, and that's an incredible story. I guess that just highlights how awesome CTC Math can help you prepare. Thanks for sharing that.
And everybody's always looking for resources, and it's just mastering those concepts. So I love that CTC Math is able to do that.
On our testimonials page, we have quite a few testimonials where parents have referred to CTC Math helping their children with the SATs.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, that's awesome. So, you talked about so many different features. Do you think there's any specific features that you can touch on that can specifically help homeschooling families?
Yes, well, we have the new course planner. I think this is going to be a game changer. All the features, I should say, Pat is a homeschooler himself with 9 children. And so all the features are very relevant for homeschooling families. He gets homeschoolers.
Right.
But I will say, I do want to highlight the course planner because it's a new feature and homeschoolers are going to love it. It's the ability to set an entire year's worth of work with a few clicks of a button. Now, previously, we had the add task feature. Yeah. This just takes it to the next level. This allows you to add tasks with a few clicks for the entire year. You can also custom change your dates to a shorter period of time. So you might just want to do the first semester or the first quarter of the schooling year. And it allows you to select a range of topics. By default, it's all the topics within a grade level, but you can also change it. And you can add the weekly revisions in. You can do the diagnostic tests. And it breaks it up into weekly tasks into the activities bar. And then you can go in and fine-tune those. So say you've got a week off. When you approach that week, you can push that a week back, or you can make alterations to that task. You can set it so that there's some breaks in the holidays, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But it's a very neat tool. Course planner. If you want more information, when you log in, click Need Help in the top right-hand corner, and there's a video on the course planner. There's also some videos on our social media page.
And that's incredible because I feel like it was easy before for parents. So this just streamlines it and frees up more time for the parent just with a couple of clicks. And that's so wonderful.
Yes. Yeah. And the task is the adding task feature is a fantastic feature and very easy to use. But we did receive some feedback saying, hey, can I just do this for the whole year?
Yeah.
And we went, yep, let's do it.
Yeah, that's great that you listened to the feedback. You saw what the homeschool parents wanted. And
for sure. All our changes are feedback driven. Yeah. All our changes. And we constantly introduce changes every schooling year. Last year it was the mastery. That was the big feature.
My kids love that.
This year, the previous year to that, we bulked out the lesson menu. So even this year, the split of 7th and 8th grade, the addition of 7th and 8th grade weekly revisions and an additional 18 lessons, just as precursors to the next lesson, to introduce concepts.
That's really good. So I was touching on how a lot of homeschool moms are a little nervous about teaching math. Do you think maybe you could describe what you see as one of the biggest challenges in math that students face today?
I think building confidence in the child. I think once a child has this mentality or thought process that they just can't do it, unfortunately, it can be very, very defeating, and it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the students give up, and they give up quickly and easily. So we need to tap into why that is and how we can remedy that. And generally, the reason why is because they simply don't get it. And when they don't get it, there's probably some gaps in prior learning or the previous concept. Math is a building block, and it's very important to have a solid foundation and build upon that foundation.
Yeah.
So being able to identify those gaps, the diagnostic tests, for instance, with CTCMath, allows students to go in and plug those gaps and have a solid foundation. And then when they're at the right level, to really build, and we do that via the adaptive questions, changing in difficulty based on their previous responses.
Right.
So I would say building confidence, but once the kids start to get a few aha moments, you see their face change, their confidence change, their energy levels change. They start to want to do math. It's no longer tears.
Yeah.
And a real transformation, which is beautiful to witness, really.
Yeah. And so the questions are adaptive, so it can definitely make it easier, but it's going to stay within basically the same level. And if a child wants, if a parent's realizing that even what they're doing is a little difficult for them, they can go to a lower grade, correct? All for the same price. And
correct. So an example with the adaptive questions is if a student's doing 2-digit multiplication, one of the first questions might be, 22 times 11. And then it might progress to something like 34 times 12. Okay. And then it will progress to, 65 times, 72 or something like that. But it won't give a single digit multiplication because the lesson's double digit multiplication.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So it is adaptive in nature, but it won't give anything outside of what the concept or what the lesson was just delivered, because it is very much a mastery approach as well.
Right.
Now, if a student's struggling with that, we would recommend, going back to watch the video tutorial. But if they're struggling with multiplication in general, then you can take it back a grade level, to single multiplication and make sure that they know their multiplication facts and so on and so forth. So, and it's very structured in the organization, and we have a great search bar. So if you search multiplication, it will highlight all the lessons from each grade level on multiplication. Okay. Struggling with fractions, just type in fractions. You'll see where you're at and possibly some lessons prior that need to be completed. And again, really highlighting the grade level.
That's really helpful, because I know some parents, they might be sitting at the kitchen table, and they give their child a division problem, but they don't realize the reason they're struggling with division is because they don't understand multiplication, or they're struggling with something else. So, if once they can figure out what they're struggling with, then you can just go to that search bar. I think that is a wonderful idea, and it might not take that long for them to get caught up, and then they can go back to where they were.
Yes.
So if you could give parents one piece of advice for their students, we talked about a challenge, but do you have any advice that you could give to them? What would that be?
I like perseverance. I think times get tough. You have difficult moments, but it's not a blind perseverance. It's perseverance with hope, knowing that you're the primary educator of your child. It's a very beautiful thing. It's a great thing. Very honorable and very important. Very important. We need to look after our children, and we need, as their parents, to be the primary carers of our children. So there are going to be difficult moments, and I would say tap into those resources and communities around you that are there to help and really want to help. It's a beautiful community, the homeschooling family. We all rally behind each other. We all get behind each other. We're all there to help. So I would strongly encourage you to reach out. Even if you're stuck with math and you're not using CTCMath, we're available to help. Email us, info@ctcmath.com. We're here to answer any questions and help you, because our goal is to have a positive impact on as many families through the enjoyment and understanding of math. So and you'll find a lot of community groups and companies are similarly aligned, and that is important. And we can do this. We can do this together.
Well, I appreciate everything you do for the homeschooling community. Can you share with us again where homeschoolers can go? I believe you have an incredible discount for them, in addition to the money back guarantee, which is incredible. Where can they go to get a subscription to CTC Math?
For sure, yeah. Pat definitely takes care of homeschooling families. You get a half price discount. If you just visit ctcmath.com and then click on the homeschoolers link, it'll unlock the half price discount.
Wow.
So to give you I hate people who talk about pricing without actually saying the pricing. It's like, what are you hiding from me? So $148.50 for your entire family for
Wow.
12 months. So
Really
just
good.
under $150 will give you access to all your children for CTC Math, and it's $98.50 for a single student for 12 months. We also have some monthly options, so reach out to us. You can see the monthly options there, but reach out to us if you have any questions.
That's an incredible price. I mean, it's hard to get that price for one student with another curriculum. So
we have not changed prices in over 8 years, I think it is.
Well, Nadim, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate just hearing more about CTC Math.
Hi, everyone. You can find more math resources and articles on today's topic over at homeschoolshow.com. Just check the show notes for today's episode. Also, be sure to visit homeschoolapp.com, where you can read the current edition of the Old Schoolhouse magazine completely free. Check it out on the app to find articles on homeschool fun and games, how to teach logic and strategy, and grab some writing trips while you are there too. Again, you will find the magazine and more at homeschoolapp.com. Thank you for listening today, and please join us for upcoming podcasts released every Monday. Next week's topic is What About the Homeschool Dad? The following week's topic is Learning Geography Through History. And the week after that, Why Am I Depressed and How Do I Cope? We appreciate each one of our listeners and look forward to you joining us next time.